Okay. All right, we all ready? It looks like, I don't know if you can see this, it's in my shot. I say if you have a block, use a block, which not everybody has a yoga block. So I just brought some suggestions. Tupperware works great. Just something to give you a little bit extra support to raise the floor a little bit. I'm sure we all have a box from Amazon at this point. You can use that. You can even grab something like this. Okay, so you don't necessarily need yoga props, formal props, but you can just grab anything that you have that might help you practice. Okay, there's that. I'm not selling any of those products. So good morning. Let's come to a nice comfortable seat. Welcome to Cool Hot Yoga. Please make the practice yours if you're feeling a little out of the ordinary body parts that maybe you didn't really pay much attention to or now kind of talking to you. Shoulder tension, the neck, whatever it is. I've been doing a lot of crazy arm bounces, so my wrists are feeling a little bit. So just really pay some special mind to that so your practice feels good. You might be a little energized, or maybe you'll feel your muscles a little bit tomorrow, but that's fine. Just don't do anything that might lead to injury or pain. And with all of that, with everything that's going on, we've been talking about bridging the gap, that's the name of my playlist, and this wide separation that we have. And we have a lot of downtime to really self-reflect and really turn our attention inward, just to think and to feel and to reprioritize, our lives, basically, what's important to us. So I found something from Hafiz, a Persian poet, that just really kind of struck me at this time, because the little things now are really what counts. And things that maybe we didn't pay much mind to in the past in our frenzy of activity and schedules and tasks, we really didn't notice much, but now we do. We notice a lot more. And sometimes our impression on people or things that we say really mean a lot more than we anticipate. So it's called If What You Say Becomes Memorable. Most that is said is really like a distant echo. Few minds are strong enough, free enough of prejudice and arrogance for original thought to want to pass through. The body is like a vase, a bell that can chime. It does so to varying degrees in response to every experience and feeling. The value of vases can differ, as you know, quite a bit. How does heaven assign worth to our sounds? It comes down to this. If what you say or do becomes memorable to another in times of need, an ally are you then considered by the gods? So close your eyes. Take a nice full breath in through your nose. Open your mouth, let it open. And start to connect to your breath. Softening the shoulders, relaxing the arms all the way down to the fingertips. Sit up a little taller. Your palms can be up if you're looking to receive some energy. If you want to mellow out a little bit, turn your palms down. And lengthen the breath. Feel the belly expand as you breathe in. With no tension, just let yourself feel. Let it be soft. And then slowly through the nose, let the breath go. Slow and steady, just as you did on the inhale. Breathe in. And breathe out. Lower your chin down to the center of your chest and start to roll the head from right to left. And then you determine the range of motion. See what it feels like in your neck and in your shoulders. If it's tight in any particular spot, you might want to hover there for a breath or two. And then come back through center. Lift the shoulders all the way up into the ears. Roll the shoulders back. Feel the blades draw towards each other in a retracted motion. And then sweep the arms up overhead as you breathe in. Connect your hands in prayer on the breath out. Draw your prayer down to your heart. And we'll start class with one sound of Om. Breathe in. Om. Open your eyes. Namaste. All right. So let's come to a downward facing dog on your mat. You have the playlist and you want to play the music. If you want to play your own music, that's perfectly fine. First song is called Say Something, which is appropriate. You can start that now. So I'll just play mine really low. I can't play it so that everyone can hear it, only because of licensing. So come to your down dog. Be aware of the placement of the fingers and the hands, feet. Find a little movement here, swaying from side to side. You can lift and lower the heels. Flex the toes up. Give the head a shake. And then find that stillness, find that pose. And then reconnect to your breath, just as you did as you were sitting. Same feeling of the expansion in the lower abdomen. And slow, steady exhale through the nose. Now tuck your chin way into your chest. Shrug your shoulders all the way up into the ears. And then invite that tension in so you can acknowledge what it feels like. Now let it go. Sometimes when we don't really feel it, we don't recognize, we don't get it. And when we do, it's easier to get rid of. Then lift your heels high, take your gaze forward and roll out to a plank pose. Start to sway the weight front to back. You'll feel the wrists. You'll feel the forearms. Draw the kneecaps up, engage through the quads. And then the next time you shift the weight forward, hold it there, bring the knees down to the floor. Untuck the toes, take it back, child's pose. Press up onto your fingertips. Find some space underneath the arms. Your arms will get a little higher from the floor, and then drop your head. Take a big breath in here. Open your mouth, let it go. Keep your chin tucked into your chest. Start to slide the fingertips back toward your knees. We'll roll this up to sit on the heels. Then tent up onto your fingertips behind you. Draw your shoulder blades back. Lift the chest. If you find a little baby back bend here, you can drop the head. Find some movement here. Then press into the left fingertips. Sweep that right arm across the face. We'll push up into a little baby camel here. And then keep the right arm moving. So you're circling through that shoulder joint. Let's see what that feels like. If it's a little much, bend the arm. So you can isolate through the shoulder. Nice. And then have a seat on the heels. Take the arms wide. Let's come to an eagle wrap with the right arm on the bottom. Take breath in as you reach the fingertips up towards the ceiling. Again, lay that back if that feels okay for you. And then tip it forward on the breath out. Let the forearms hover over the floor and then release your bind. Tent up onto your fingertips. Again, this time roll your right shoulder in front of your right knee. Drop your right ear down to the floor. And pull the right side back. We'll change sides. Roll the left shoulder in front of the left knee. Take your time. Not ready to switch yet. You will. And come back through center. Walk your hands forward. We'll push up onto our hands and knees and then lower everything down to your mat. Come onto the forearms and then slide the elbows a little farther forward, coming into Sphinx pose. Spread the fingers, get a nice good grip through the fingertips, the palms, the forearms, the elbows, and then slide the mat back to lift the chest and project it forward. Let the neck be long and then press into the tops of the feet. The belly button into the spine. So this is an active pose instead of just kind of hanging here. So the neck is as long as it can be. And then turn and look over your right shoulder. Come back through center and turn and look over the left. Come back through the middle, lower the chest all the way down. Slide the hands back so that your thumbs are in line with your chest. Tuck the toes, take breath in. On the breath out, make your way up to a plank. Downward facing dog on the breath out. And lift the heels, bend the knees, sway the hips from side to side, making any other movement that feels good for you. Maybe lift the hands, start to roll the wrists. Come back to your downward facing dog. Lift your heels, breathe in, roll out through plank. Bring the knees down to the floor, take it back to a child's pose. Slide your hands back as you roll it up, stacking the vertebra. Reach your fingertips back behind you, draw the shoulders back. And sweep that left arm overhead. Lift the hips, take it back. Maybe there's a little bit more room in that camel. And roll the left shoulder back. You can change direction if you want to come forward with that arm, whatever feels good in your shoulder. Notice the space that you have. You're not crashing into the walls. And then lower the hips down towards your heels. Take the arms wide. We'll come into that eagle wrap with the left arm on the bottom. Breath in, lift your fingertips up. This time take it all the way up. We'll come off of those heels then. Let's see if you can find a bit of a back bend. On the exhale, melt it on down. Have a seat, release your bind. Tee the arms up on the fingertips, turn the left shoulder in front of the left knee. Come back through the middle. Take a breath, and then switch sides. Roll your right shoulder back. Reach your hands forward, push up onto your hands and knees. You're in a tabletop. Step your right foot to the outside of your right hand. So you go a little wide. Come towards the right edge of your mat. Sink the left hip down for an Anjaneyasana, but you're a little wide here. Then take your right hand to the inner thigh of the right leg. Now you can roll to the outer edge of your foot. Lengthen the spine, you can lay it back. Just find some release in the hips. Then reach your right hand back behind you. Stay strong in the left arm so there's no crunching between the shoulder and the left ear. And sweep the right hand back behind your head. You can fully support your neck. Lay it back. Draw the elbow back. Maybe you lift the chin. Then engage through that core. Draw the navel into the spine. Bring your right elbow down to the inside of your right foot. So we're twisting to the left. And walk your left fingertips out to the left side. And let's see what's happening in those hips. If you lifted the hips, walk the right elbow forward a little bit. So you can find that release. Nice. Come down onto your right forearm. Just enough to get that left hand in, parallel to that right foot. Let's come to Ardha Hanumanasana, your half split. Draw your right hip back. You can sway the hips from side to side as you flex up through the right toes. And then go as deep as you like here. You can stay here, maybe you tent up onto your fingertips. Maybe you tuck the left toes under and float the knee. See what that feels like. Lengthen the spine, lift the chest. So now you're activating that left quad, not just the right hamstring. Bend your right knee, come to a lunge, and then step your left foot to the outside of your left hand, wide-legged forward fold. Find some movement here, grab the elbows. Allow yourself to hang heavy, let the head go. Let those forearms, maybe even touch the floor. And trust yourself enough to lean into the balls of the feet. You have this forward motion here. You can kind of tip the hips up a little bit more as you draw the navel into the spine. So your fold gets a little deeper. Feel the weight shift into the toes, just like we use our fingertips to stop ourselves from coming too far forward. Use the toes. And bend your knees, climb your hands up to your thighs on the breath in. Find your cow back. Nice big arch here, big heart opener. Get as high as you like. On the exhale, onto your cat. Now you can use the legs. Really exaggerate the movement. Bigger breaths, bigger movements. Next time you're in cat, hold it there, slide the hands down to the floor, step back, downward facing dog. Lift your heels, roll out through plank. Turn the elbows in towards the ribs. Let's lower everything down to the floor and the breath out. Breath in, Bhujangasana, low cobra. Squeeze the elbows in towards the ribs. Let the neck be long, shoulders are down. Exhale, lower everything down. Tuck your toes, take breath in, breath out, plank. Lower the knees down to the floor. Then step your left foot to the outside of your left hand. Anjaneyasana. Maybe you roll the right toes back a little bit. Draw your knee back a little bit more. So you don't want to be on your kneecap. So if you just bend your knee, curl the hamstring, if you're way up here, that's not going to be comfortable. So tuck the toes, wiggle that leg back a little bit more. So you can release through that right hip. Yeah. Left hand comes to the inner thigh of the left leg. Roll to the outer edge of the left foot, and then lengthen. Look over your left shoulder. Press out of your right arm, so we're not crunching through that lumbar spine. Reach back with the left hand. Take it back behind your head and literally lift yourself. Lengthen the neck. Take a little bit of weight out of that right arm and lay it back. We'll go in the other direction now. Guide the left elbow down to the inside of your left foot. Walk your right hand out to the right side. Keep releasing through the hip. Drop your left forearm down to your mat. Bring your right hand in so you're parallel to that left heel. Float your right knee. You can use a little bit of momentum here. It's a big step forward. So pull the hips back, bend your right leg. Step forward, wide-legged forward fold. Release the forearms. Take a sway, let the head hang. So do what feels best for your body, your practice. Bend the knees, let the ribs feel connected to the thighs, and take a slow roll, rising to stand. Big roll of the shoulders. Wing the arms back so it's active. So we're not just going for that bind, we connect the hands and then pull from there. So let the back, shoulder blades draw together, find that retraction. Press up through the fingertips, there's energy, everything's active. Lift the chest, lift your gaze. Take a nice big breath in, big breath out. Sweep the arms up overhead, high prayer, Urdhva Hastasana. Soften the knees, melt on down. Draw your prayer down to the center line of energy, hands down to the floor. Step back, downward facing dog. Plank pose. And then take it down, knees, chest, chin. If you're ready for Chaturanga Dandasana, you'll do that. Upward facing dog or cobra. And then hold it there. We're slowing everything down. Find a little sway here. Shift the weight between the two wrists. Press into your fingertips. Then draw your belly button into your spine. Stay on the tops of the feet and come up to a plank. See what that feels like. Feel the strength in the arms and the abs. Take a little higher. Maybe drop your chin, you're looking at your feet, you're stretching those arches, keep lifting the hips. And then when you need to roll over the toes, you will. Nice big breath in, big breath out. Lift your right leg. Bend your knee, open your hip. Roll the ankle. Down dog split, full extension of that right leg. Lift your left heel, take your gaze forward. Step your right foot forward in between your hands. On the breath in, lift your right arm up, find a twist here. Then lay it back. Circle that right arm over your head. Step your left foot forward to meet your right, look up, breathe in. Full fold, breathe out. Bend your knees. Slow roll, rise to stand, let those arms hang. You can find a little sway, a little pause in the middle. And then come all the way up. Roll the shoulders back. Inhale the arms up overhead, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Come halfway up as you lengthen. On the breath out, fold one more time. Step back with your left foot. Right foot meets left, downward facing dog. Shake that. Lift your left leg. Bend your knee, open your hip. Down dog split. Lift your right heel. So notice how much higher. Just by elevating the heel, the hips go up. You become a little bit lighter. Step the left foot forward in between your hands. Left arm lifts as you breathe in. Find your twist. And see if you can find space between your left ribs and your left thighs. Lay that back a little bit. You're still pushing out of that right arm, so you have the height. There's no collapsing through that shoulder. And bring the left arm overhead. You still have rotation through that shoulder joint. Right foot meets left, look up, breathe in. Full fold, Uttanasana, breathe in. Walk your fingertips back past your heels, bend your knees a lot. So we get low on this. Use your hands, put some weight there. Yeah. Thanks bouncing, Laura. Then bring your hands to a prayer at your heart. We're coming into chair. We're taking the slow road to chair. Utkatasana. Keep your palms connected. Don't lose that connection. And float the fingertips up over your head. A lot of shoulders here. If it's too much, keep the elbows bent. Lift your gaze. Make sure you're pressing down through your toes. There's weight in all four corners of the feet. And as you breathe in, straighten the leg and rise all the way up. Draw the arms back past the ears. Interlace your fingers and take your hands right to the base of your skull. Find that lengthening, that lift. Let your neck be long. You can lay this back, take the elbows wide. Maybe find a bit more of a back bend. And then watch that low back. You don't want any crunching in the lumbar spine. So you're lifting up to lay back. Elbows reach back. Chest lifts up. Inhale, come back through center. You can lift your head with your fingertips. And then bring your hands to prayer at your heart, Samasthiti. Breathe. Inhale the arms up overhead, high prayer, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Come halfway up as you lengthen. Breath out, step or float back. Your Vinyasa. And you'll wind up in a downward facing dog. All right. Lift your right leg. Bring your left forearm down to the floor. Slide your right hand back so that it's in line with your left elbow. Pull your right knee to your right tricep or let it sit right in the armpit. And trust yourself. Lift your left heel. You're pressing into the left hand. Look at your left toes. So the hips are hovering over the shoulders. Now straighten the right leg and the arms at the same time. The arms will be uneven, that's fine. Down dog split. Step your right foot forward in between your hands. Come down, Anjaneyasana. Keep your back toes tucked. Sweep the arms up overhead. Cactus the arms. You're going to find those wings again. Draw the shoulder blades towards each other. Project energy through the fingertips. You're lifting your chest to lay back. Sweep the arms up overhead, float the knee, high lunge. Take your time. Now balancing here. Find something to look at, a drishti, something that's not moving. Open it up, warrior two. Nice. Flip your right palm, take it back, peaceful warrior, but let that right hand continue to travel, and it lands right at the back of the head. Elbows pointing up towards the ceiling. Lay that back. Let the left hand be light. Slide your fingertips down your left calf. Get nice and deep through that right knee. There's lengthening through the right side body. If you feel the lumbar spine on the left side, chances are the chest is too far forward. So you want this to be a side stretch, side bend. Then we can tip it forward. Floating the right elbow to connect to that right thigh. Lift the left arm up and connect to the back of the head. Lay back. Now if your right arm is sinking heavily into that right thigh, lighten it up a little bit. You'll engage through the core, you'll engage through the obliques in that left leg. Lift your right heel. Yeah, then you can't press down and lift up at the same time. Nice. Bring your hands to a prayer, subin to Skandasana. You'll float the left toes up, sink the hip. Now if this is a lot for the groins and the hips, stay high. You'll feel that quad. If you're okay there, bring it down a little bit. Maybe you bring your hands to the floor. You grab your block, whatever prop you have, your Amazon box. And then use that right arm to keep that right leg from caving in. Let's switch sides. See how the groins feel here. Play with it. Shift it side to side. Nice. Then come back through center. Parallel the toes, turn them forward. Walk your fingertips forward as if you're in a downward facing dog, but you're up high on your fingertips. Pull your chest back and drop your head in between your arms. Stay engaged through the fingertips. Keep that connection. We're going to take the elbows wide, bend the arms. The crown of the head dips down towards the floor. You feel the traps and the delts. You feel that upper back. And then straighten the arms. Walk your hands a little wider. Maybe if they go as wide as your feet, walk them out, making a big X. Tent up onto the fingertips, bend the elbows, drop the head. Now walk your hands through your legs for wide-legged forward fold. If your head is on the floor, just heel toe your feet a little closer to each other. So you have a little bit more space. There's no compression in the neck. Keep walking your fingertips through. Then unravel yourself. Fingertips land underneath the shoulders. Flatten the spine as you breathe in. Float the arms out to a T. Nice, strong legs. Breath in, flying warrior, high prayer over the head. Breath out, warrior two to the front of your neck. Peaceful warrior, tip it back. Breath out, float it down, your vinyasa. Frame the right foot, take it where you want it to go. Breathe here. Big breath in through the nose, maybe flare out the lips. Take the head. Lift the left leg. Lower your right forearm down. So maybe slide that elbow back a little bit towards your right thigh. Lean into the right side just for a second. Trust yourself. Slide the left hand back so it's in line with your right elbow. So you're on one hand and one forearm. Now lift your right heel. The hips will go up. Tuck the left knee to the left armpit. Press into your left hand and your right forearm. Hug your left heel into your butt. Nice. And trust it. Maybe point to the tip of the right toe. Good. Down dog split. Everything straightens. Step your left foot forward. Anjaneyasana. Keep your back toes tucked. Sweep the arms up overhead. Feel that heart opening, chest expanding. Practice the arms. Then wing the arms back. High lunge. Take your time. Warrior two. Peaceful warrior. Left fingertips back of the head. Lengthen, lay it back. Full support of the head to drop the weight back. Extended side angle, left elbow to left thigh. Take your right arm up and look at your fingertips. Reach up towards the ceiling. Get that length. Then connect with the back of the head. Lift your left heel. Sink the hips a little bit, feel that. Get lighter in the left elbow. Spiral to Skandasana. Spin your right toes up. Just gonna turn. You're gonna stay where you are. Yeah, on this one, reach the left fingertips out past the left toes. Lift the right arm up. Ooh, see what that feels like there. Draw the right pinky toe back towards the right side. Sweep the right arm across the face. We'll take it to the other side. Skandasana, bend the right leg straight and left. Walk your right fingertips past your right toes. So the strength of that right arm is drawing that right leg out. You feel the hips a little bit more. Groins, lift the left arm up. Twist it, lay it back. That's it. Keep that left foot active. Flex the toes. Yes. Nice. Then sweep that left arm across the face. We'll come right back through center. We're in a wide-legged forward fold. Walk your hands back towards your big toes. You're going to make a triangle. Now you don't have to come up into Shavasana, into headstand if you don't want to. If you want to, let's do it. If you have a piece of furniture that you can use to spot you, it doesn't necessarily have to be your feet up on a wall. You can bring your back up against a sofa or a chair. So your hands are coming down to the floor. Crown of the head is the tip of the triangle. And just lift your heels. Just hold here if you don't want to come all the way up. There's always going to be length in the neck. There's no compression at all. It shouldn't be uncomfortable. Draw the elbows in towards each other. Maybe you bring your right knee to your right tricep and hold it there. Maybe you float the left foot up off the floor. And then you can bring it up. And then go back down the way you came. Right foot comes out. Left knee, left tricep. Float the right foot an inch if that feels okay. Take it all the way up. Now bring it down with control. Back in that wide-legged forward fold. Feet come down to the floor. Don't rush. Press onto the fingertips with the chest. Going back to where I was. Float the arms down to a T. Breath in, flying warrior. Breath out, warrior 2 to the front of your mat. Peaceful warrior. Take it down, Vinyasa. Big breath in, big breath out. Lift your heels. Come out to a plank. Lower everything down to the floor. On top of the toes. Bring the forearms down. Now, instead of coming into Sphinx where the forearms come forward, bring your elbows underneath your shoulders. Tuck your toes. Forearm plank. Now again, space between the ears and the shoulders. We don't want to crunch in here. So keep the arms active. Bring your right foot to the middle. Press into the ball of the right foot. Pull your left knee to your left armpit. Tricep. So the hips are going up a little bit. And then bring that down. If this is too uncomfortable for you, don't do that. Here's your modification. Curl the left hamstring, make it a quad stretch. You can be all the way down on the floor. Okay? If you're in the forearm, hold it here. Bring your left toes to the middle. Pull your right knee to your right armpit. Try to slide up as high as you can. Right hamstring curl, draw the heel in. Hips come up slightly. Step it back. Lower everything down to the floor. Take your hands back behind you. Drop your forehead and then draw the knuckles back away from your body. Bring your hands underneath your shoulders. Take it back to a child's pose. Nice long arms sent up onto the fingertips. Drop your head in between your arms. And then press into your hands, tuck the toes, downward facing dog. Find a little movement here. Lift your heels, bend your knees, take your gaze forward. Come into a plank pose. So you set momentum. So just practice this. So you're a little bit more comfortable shifting forward and trusting yourself. How strong you are. Or maybe float it up to the top of the mat. Breath in, lengthen. Breath out, hold. Press into the feet, Urdhva Hastasana, high prayer. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana. Lengthen on the breath in. Breath out, step or float back, your Vinyasa. Breathe. Okay. I'm going to take this where you want it to go, modify, fly to the ceiling, and everything in between. Let's lift that right leg. Bring your left forearm down, so slide the elbow back towards you a little bit. Bring your right hand even with your left elbow. Pull your right knee into your right armpit, and then bring the crown of the head down to the floor. Ooh, you can roll to the tip of the left foot. You're pressing your right knee into your right arm. Maybe you float the left foot up. And then maybe you extend the left leg up towards the ceiling. So keep your right knee connected to the right arm. You're projecting the left toes up towards the ceiling and you're pressing to the forearm of the palm. Take your time. Pull your left knee back into your chest. Step it back. Down dog split, everything straightens. Step your right foot forward in between your hands. Anjaneyasana, back toes stay tight. That's it, breath in. Wing the arms back. Maybe you reach for the floor. Find a little bit more of a back bend. Let the chest come forward. Release to the hip. Press into your right foot. Drop your chin forward. High lunge, take your time. Breath out, warrior two. Nice. Peaceful warrior. Right hand connects to the back of the head. Breath out, float it into extended side angle. Right elbow to right thigh. Sweep the left hand back behind you. Lift your right heel. Shift into Skandasana. Maybe there's a prayer at your heart. Look to the back edge of your mat and come to warrior two. Different scenery. Nice transition. Peaceful warrior. Straighten your left leg, triangle pose, Trikonasana. And this is where that block or that book or box might come in handy. Or you can plant your left hand on your left shin. Sweep your right arm up. And then wrap your right arm behind your back. And then you can reach around to the inner thigh of the left leg. Turn your gaze towards your left foot, soften the left knee, reach out with your left hand. We're coming to Ardha Chandrasana. So this is really a high step for you. If the legs are really split, walk it in a little bit. Yeah. And then shift it up. Half move. And keep rolling back. You have your right arm to support that back. Hard flex in your right foot. Your toes are pointing straight ahead, not up towards the ceiling. Nice. And then maybe you want to float that left hand up off the floor. That's an option. Take your time, soften the left knee, float it back. You'll be in warrior two, unravel the arms. Nice. Breath in, flying warrior. Straighten the legs, parallel the toes. We're going back towards the front of the mat. High Skandasana. Warrior two. Now sweep that left arm forward. Lift your left heel. You'll be in a high lunge for a second. Heel toe your right foot out to the right side And then drop the left heel down for warrior one. Yeah, there's a lot happening here, a lot of adjustment. But tune into your body, see what feels right. Follow that. Cactus the arms, find the interlace behind your back. Breath in, lift the chest, lay back. Bend your right knee. And melt it forward to Devotional Warrior. Keep the arms active. Once that right shoulder comes to the inside of that right knee, that right calf, you can drop your head down to the floor. Then lift the knuckles up towards the ceiling. Take the weight out of the shoulders, and then find the rotation of bringing the hands over the head. Strong left leg, press into the outer edge of the left foot. Press into the feet, use the strength of the arms to help lift the chest. We're only coming halfway. Release your bind, frame your right foot. Float the left knee to land behind the right in perch pose. And drop your chest, drop your head. Maybe walk the fingertips back a little bit more. Standing split. Once that left leg starts to lift up towards the ceiling, the chest totally connected to that right leg. Maybe take your gaze up to your left foot. And then whatever you want to do here, maybe you find balance, grab and hold of your right ankle. Keeping your chest connected to your leg will help you balance a little bit better. And bring the fingertips down. And back to perch pose. Bend your right leg. Walk your left fingertips out to the left side. We'll find a twist here, lifting the right arm. I'm just going to turn so you can see what I'm doing. You're going to come to a baby grasshopper. Grab hold of your left foot with your right hand. Left fingertips are already out. Start to kick your foot into your hand. Your right shoulder is coming in front of your right knee. And there you are. Nice. Now stay there. We need to get out of this. Press into your right foot. Come back through perch. Maybe you float your left hand up towards your right shoulder. Maybe the left elbow comes to the right knee. Release it, come into chair pose. The right leg will be thrilled when the left foot hits the floor. Nice. And then come on up, lift your right knee into your chest. Grab hold of your right big toe. Open the hip, take your left hand to your left hip, and find stability here before you move again. So find that balance. And then lengthen through the right leg. Utthita Hasta kind of Vinyasa. Cool. Maybe take your left hand up. Maybe you turn your gaze to the left. Nice. Come to a floating tree, release the toe. Take the arms up overhead. And then cross your right ankle in front of your left. Interlace your fingers. Bring the palms down, forward fold, crossed ankles. Let the head go. And then tense up onto your fingertips, lift your heels. Your ankles will stay connected. Take the knees wide. So you're making a diamond shape with the legs. Good. Fold your chest just enough to get the knees into the armpits. It's like a ball and socket. They fit perfectly. And then grab hold of your heels. So the arms will help the legs balance. Hands will help the feet. So connected. Now if you want to take this into crow, stay with the legs as they are. Bring your hands down to the floor. The knees are already into the armpits. And then float that up. Your right ankle will lift your left. And then if you want to play with it, take your left knee over to your right arm. Good. Nice. And then if you want to float that back for Vinyasa, just make sure you uncross the ankles first. Or if you want to step it back into down dog, come down to a child's pose. Really nice. And then come back into downward facing dog if you're not already there. Take a breath, find some movement here. Lift your left leg. Drop down on your right forearm, draw the elbow back a little bit. Left hand meets the right elbow, so look at it. Make sure there's one line there. Press into your left hand, bring your left knee to your left tricep, left armpit. Lift your right heel, bring the crown of the head down to the floor. Use the left leg, and then float the right leg up. Maybe come all the way. So the left leg stays active. If the leg is up, bring your thigh into your chest, take your time. You can play with this for hours later. Step your right foot back, straighten the arms and the legs, down dog split. Step forward, low lunge, Anjaneyasana. Keep your back toes tucked. Breath in. Practice the arms, roll it back, find that back bend. You're connecting to the floor, grip through the fingertips. Plug in. To lift the chest and lower that right hip a little bit more. So it's fine for that left knee to shift forward towards the left toes. Drop the chin, high lunge. Warrior two. Peaceful warrior. Connect the fingertips at the back of the head. Breathe in here. Breath out, tip it forward, extended side angle. Right fingertips meet the left. Lift your left heel. Skandasana, get as low as you like. You're facing the back of the mat. Don't sink because we're not staying. Warrior two to the back. Peaceful warrior. Straighten your right leg. Take a breath here. Enjoy this shape, don't rush. And then come into triangle pose, Trikonasana. Let yourself lift. Reach with the fingertips. And then bind that left hand behind you. Turn your gaze toward your right toes, soften your right knee. Grab your prop or hop that left foot in a little bit. Right foot can travel in. Ardha Chandrasana, half knee. And if you happen to have a prop, use it. Feel what that feels like, finding all of that extra space. You don't want to be crunched or cramped. Maybe the right hand will float up off the floor. Take your time, soften your right knee. Warrior two. Flying warrior. High Skandasana. Back to the front of the mat. Warrior two. Sweep the right arm under. We'll come to a high lunge. Float your right heel up. And then step it into warrior one. So it might be an awkward transition, but I'm doing it for a reason. I want you to feel what you need to feel to find that alignment. And to allow yourself to follow the instincts of your body. Fix it. You know how you feel. I only know what I see. Then take your hands back behind you, interlace the fingers. Breath in, lift up to lay back. Breath out, devotion. Strong engagement through the right leg. You can drop your head. You can look at the right foot. And then don't forget about the arms. Lift up and let them travel over the head. Lift the chest halfway. Release the bind of the hands. Frame the left foot. Lift your right heel and float into perch. Left knee sits behind the leg. Yes, bend your left leg. Take the load off that right leg for a change. Walk your fingertips back. Fold the chest over the thigh. You can drop your head. Maybe connect your chin. Standing split. I'm going to take a gaze at the right toes. Whatever you did before, if you played with the balance. So grab hold of the ankle. You can support the Achilles tendon. That'll help you balance. Stay engaged through the right leg. And then take your time. Fingertips come back to the floor. Re-perch. Walk your right fingertips out to the right side. Sweep the left arm up for a twist. Nice. And reach back behind you. There's that right foot. Try to kick your right foot into your left hand. Walk your right fingertips as far out as you need to. And the left shoulder comes in front of that left knee. Yes. Lift your chest. Reverse it. Come back into perch. Take your right fingertips to your left shoulder. Maybe connect the elbow to the thigh. So you're twisted here. Lay it back. Right foot meets left, chair pose, Utkatasana. And lift your left knee. Grab hold of your left big toe. But before you extend that left leg, draw the left knee back. Use your left arm. So you're strong in the standing leg. Right hand comes to your hip. That's it. And then open it up. So it's not about the left toes reaching up towards the ceiling. Be stable in that right hip. Draw the kneecap up. Split your right arm. And then see what's going on the right side of the room. Yes. Come back through center. Float your tree, let go of your foot. Cross your left ankle in front of your right. Interlace your fingers. Forward fold. Cross legs. Hang on here for a minute. Release the shoulders and the neck. Press up onto your fingertips. Lift your heels. Take your knees wide. Feel the connection of the ankles. We'll go a little higher on this one. Take your fingertips to your knees. So tenta. It'll look kind of funky. Yes, light fingertips. One of those things. How many triangles do you see? Nice. Now bring the hands down. Take a minute, find the connection of the knees to the armpits. Crow pose. Left ankle lifts the right. Now press into your fingertips here. Bend the second knuckle. So basically clawing the floor, and then you can press up. You want to bring that right knee towards your left arm. You can do that. Yeah. Excellent. Come into a headstand if you like to from crow. Whatever you like to do, go with it. Your practice. And then find yourself in a down dog somehow. Step it back, float it back. Start to walk your feet forward to meet your hands. Nice and easy, soften the knees. Come to a squat. So you can keep your feet flat on the floor. Bring the arms forward and lower the hips. So reach forward. There's the counterbalance of those hips. Chest is hugging the thighs. And bring your butt down to the floor. No drama. Grab hold of your toes. Come to boat pose, Navasana. Wrap your right arm around your hamstrings. Wrap the left arm. Now we're secure. Now we can lengthen the spine. Hold on to your right leg. Let your left leg float down to the floor. Pull your right knee into your chest. You're setting up for Vinyasa. So pull your heel close to your butt. And then make sure both butt cheeks connect to the floor. Left hand comes down. Reach your right arm up. Come to the inside of your right knee. And then maybe you find the bind, wrapping your right arm around your right shin. Take your left hand behind. And once that happens, the left shoulder is being pulled back. Bring it back down so you're in line. Drop your left shoulder, drop your chest over your left. Tuck your chin into your chest. Try to release from the bind. Pull your left foot in to meet your right and open it up for Baddha Konasana. Slow so the feet come together. And we'll make this one nice. So let's sway side to side. You can lift your hips. Find some momentum front to back. And keep your fingertips behind you, tent up onto them. Lift the chest. Drop your knees down to the floor. So be sitting tall. We're not folding forward. Yeah. See if you can make that connection. Your calves, your knees, your thighs down to the floor. Nice. That's good. And then release. Scoop the knees up. Straighten your right leg. Adjust the sits bones. Lift your hips. Pull them back. Right fingertips reach back. Left arm comes overhead. Reach forward. Putting it nice and snug there when you wrap that left arm around the left shin. Find the bind. Drop your right shoulder and come on in. Keep your right toes flexed. Keep the leg engaged. And release the bind. This time straighten the left leg to meet the right. Give the legs a little shake. Interlace your fingers, turn your palms up towards the ceiling. Let's sit up tall. On the exhale, lean the chest forward and draw the arms back. Let's come forward a little bit more and then walk your sits bones back. It'll be almost as if one leg is longer than the other. And then even them out. Lift the chest, come forward with the chest, back with the arms. Flex the toes. So keep doing that. Chest comes forward, arms travel back. Take your time, take your time, take your time. Feel the ribs connect to the thighs. Chest comes down. Maybe you drop your head, the arms are still projecting forward. And then melt into it. Like your chin into your chest. Start to roll it up. When you're about halfway there, you keep your chin low. Take your hands next to your hips. Lift your hips. Slight pelvic tilt. Come down onto your lower back. And then all the way down to the mat. Take the arms up overhead and find a nice long full body stretch. Point the toes, reach the fingertips. And then draw your knees into your chest. Give yourself a squeeze. Rock that from right to left. And then take your toes in your hands. Straighten the legs. Now, if this isn't happening where you're not grabbing your toes, grab your calves. So just connect your hands to your legs. And then guide the toes over your head. And then grab your feet. So there's a lot more space here. So let's see if you can bring the toes down towards the floor. So you're just in a reclined Paschimottanasana, like a reclined forward fold. You don't have to get your shoulders underneath you like birch. Then extend the arms. So you can connect the toes to the arms. So the hips might be high and then the toes will be by the wrists. Start to walk your toes up your arms. So you're lowering the hips. You bring a little bit more of that spine down to the floor. You're finding a deeper fold. But keep the connection of your feet, your arms. And drop your chin. And keep lowering. Your whole spine will be down on the floor. Point your toes up towards the ceiling. Once the ankles are in line with the hips, take your feet a little wider, roll the ankles. Cross your right leg over your left. You want to come to full eagle, you can double wrap it. Pull your knees into your chest. Take the arms in a cactus shape and drop both knees over to the left. If this feels like it's pulling in the lumbar spine and your low back, take your arms out to a T and use your arms. And bring that back to center. Unravel the legs, take a wide straddle. Flex your feet, roll your ankles. Cross your left leg over your right. Once, maybe twice. Cactus the arms. Out. And then let those knees come over to the right side. Just be careful of the walls, your furniture. Come back to center. Unravel the legs, straddle the legs wide, and then bring yourself into happy baby. You can either connect to the insides of the feet, the outsides of the feet, whatever feels better for you. It's just about keeping that spine down on the floor, no pressure. Maybe rock it. And then release the feet and come into Shavasana. I'm just going to skip ahead on the playlist. Shavasana will be Let It Be. So if you're playing it, just pop it in there. Find a nice comfortable position. Take a nice big breath in through your nose. On the breath out, release. Let's see if that feels like. Maybe take your hands right at the base of the skull. Lift your head. Tuck your chin into your chest. Make a little pull on the head to find a little more length in the neck. And guide your head back down to the floor. Release your shoulders. Let your next inhalation be a bit deeper. Take your time, feel the breath. And then bring small movements back into your body through your hands and feet. Gently roll the head from side to side. Noticing any difference in the body from when you first rolled out your mat this morning. Send the arms high above your head. Flex your feet and then point your toes in the opposite direction of your fingers. Fill all the way with breath, prana. Then in a lion's breath, stick out your tongue and let it all go. Bring your feet to the floor as you bend your knees, and then roll on to whichever side you prefer. Just pause. Notice the feeling you have. There's space and openness and contentment, stability, stillness, awareness. The things that we say, the gestures that we make, they may seem small, but they have quite an impact. And press into your hands, lift yourself up to be seated. And a prayer to your heart. Bow your head with gratitude and in honor of your practice, of your efforts, and of each other. All of the distance between us, we still come together for our practice, for support, for kindness, for empathy. Let's share that with people that are off of our mats. We'll close this morning with one sound of Om. Breathe in. Namaste.